What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse wave. So we get 6 figures here today from the Spider-Man 2 video game. So unfortunately with this wave there's not a whole lot too exciting. Like up here we get 3 Miles Morales, so all Miles Morales just in different suit designs. So first up here we have the Brooklyn 2099, so it's like 2099 mixed with a more modern design because it's got like pants and stuff, so it looks pretty cool still with that design. Then we have the Boricua suit, so the Puerto Rican flag there on his outfit, which looks pretty cool. Always love that. And then we get the upgraded suit, so it looks more like Spider-Man suit from the newer games and stuff, so that does look pretty cool as well. And then behind them we do get 2 Peter Parker, so moving over to actual Spider-Man, we have the black suit, almost like the Venom suit. It's just a more sleek design. There is an actual, I think, Venom suit in the game. Just looks pretty nice. So with the black suit, of course, more modern with like armored up design, so that does look pretty cool. And then we also get the Anti-Venom suit, which I couldn't really find much about this. There is an Anti-Venom suit in the game, you know, with the black and white, you know, inverse of this, but this actual design with the blue, I couldn't really figure out what was going on with it. It does look cool, I just don't really understand what's going on there. And finally we get Black Cat, also known as Felicia Hardy, so she's of course a character in the game, so nice to get her included as well with her design from the game. So pretty cool to get these 6 figures to look at in this wave. Of course we didn't get any Build-A-Figure or anything. They did release some figures like a Venom and a Kingpin that go with the game as well, so we'll be looking at those at some point. But for this actual wave I wish it would come with a Build-A-Figure of some sort, but I'm still excited to check these out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with our 3 Miles Morales first, starting with the Brooklyn 2099 suit, which unlocks at level 7 and costs 30 tech tokens and 1 hero token, and has 4 color styles, this being the main one out of those. And as we'll see with pretty much all these suits today, they are all purely cosmetic and have no effects on the character's abilities. That's all built into them, and you can just change and design whatever suit you want there. So it looks pretty good for this. I don't understand, besides, you know, probably there's like some tech armor design, almost looks, you know, kind of Iron Man-ish, is probably part of the 2099, but then I still like though how he has like the pants design still, so almost like the baggier pants, but love all the black and red, which of course goes with Miles, although it looks like a darker gray sort of color going on here, like a brown maybe, so a little bit weird design there, but love like all the red dots and stuff around the eyes, so it makes it look like more spider-like eyes and everything, so that's cool with the spider design on the chest. Again, a tech-like spider, but still spider with the 8 legs coming off of it, going around up on the shoulders and to the back there, to the bigger spider on the back. Little designs on the arms as well, so I like how you can see the black in here, but it goes to like grayish brown sort of design on the armor pieces, so on the forearms, on his chest and everything there. Just love how if you look real close you can see the different designs in there. Then we get a belt around his waist, and again switching over to those more baggier pants, have some red lines going down all the way to the boots, so of course he just has these shoe designs on his feet, so not like the coolest designs or anything, but still looks nice overall. Has little things almost like Black Widow there around his wrist and all that, so just a nice design for him. But for movements, the head will twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so good movements there in the neck. Shoulders will come up, of course feels a little stiff up to 90 there with the butterfly joint back and forth, and rotate all the way around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint, of course pinless joint's a little sticky there, but can bend all the way up on itself. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. We get the ab crunch, so crunch forward, crunch back, nice crunching there, twist all the way around at the waist just under the belt. Hips will come up towards 90, maybe not all the way, can kind of force it there if say it feels like the bagginess is kind of hitting in there, but up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint, that again with it being pinless is a little sticky there, but can come all the way up, pretty much kick himself in the butt, can kick above his butt actually. Then we get a shin twist just above the ankle there, so right at the top of the boot design, so it can twist all the way around, and then the foot will rock back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements overall for this, you know, pretty nice design. I really like it. All the movements and everything fits and works really well together, so like that a lot overall. And accessory wise, as with a lot of these characters, they'll just pretty much come with a number of hands. So with all the Spider-Man characters, we gotta have the whip hands, so we get the flips, as well as the wall crawling, and you can see some of the red design there on the black glove. So nice design overall, and like I said, we'll pretty much see those exact same things with every character that we'll see today. And then he does come with some webbing, so some of this webbing design that I never know what to do with, like just extra pieces that you can throw in with your characters and all that. So overall, pretty nice for this design. Like I said, it's not my favorite suit design overall, but I do really like it, especially like the details on the figure here, like I said, with that like shinier grayish brown design that's, you know, nice and smooth, and then you get the ruggedness of the black clothing that's with wrinkles and everything in there as well. It's just overall pretty cool design. And next up, we have Miles Morales in the Boricua suit, which unlocks once all the Brooklyn visions are complete. It costs nothing and it has 4 different color styles, of course this being the main one. And once again, it has no effects on the abilities, but it features the design of the Puerto Rican flag to celebrate Miles' heritage. So pretty nice for that. Love the all black suit design underneath, you know, for the basic body, just simple all black suit, nothing too fancy or detailed about it. Love that he still has the Spider-Man like gloves though and stuff, so that's pretty nice. And still the Miles head there, so we get the spider webbing design, all in black, no detailing on that though, with the red around the white eyes, so you can still tell it's Miles. And then we get the outfit design again with the Boricua or Puerto Rican flag there. So we get the spider webbing up top with the blue, which looks pretty nice, the single star there, and then the red and white stripes on the chest, and you can see that like textured material and stuff in there, smooth for the red, but the white's all textured, so it just looks really nice overall. So it's just really cool. Again, with these suits, it's not like it's crazy or like not necessary figures and stuff. They're just offering up the different designs we see throughout the game. But movement-wise, the head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far. So not the best moves here. Feels like that's more on like a dumbbell joint, it feels like. Yeah, it's definitely not the hinge like the last one. The shoulders will come up to 90 though with the butterfly joint back and forth. Twist all the way around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. That once again bends all the way up on itself. Wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the upper ab crunch. So the upper like dumbbell design, so it can crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then we get the lower ab crunch as well, so the new crunch built in there, so the double of those together. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, not far from kicking his butt. Shin twist in the middle of the leg and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements overall there. Again, you know, the rest of the body seems pretty standard for all the movements. Should we just get that double ab crunch in there that they're starting to do now for better movements and everything, so that works out nice. Now, as I mentioned with the last figure, we have pretty much the exact same hands. So we get the whip hands, again, just in the more Spider-Man-like design. So the whip hands as well as the wall-crawling hands. And he comes with the spider webbing in clear. So the thing you can get him hooked onto and like hang it up and whatever and swing him around, that sort of thing there. So overall, pretty cool for the Boricua design of Miles Morales. Like I said, definitely not necessary, but it's just a cool design, you know, especially they're celebrating Miles' heritage and all that stuff. So it looks pretty cool. And finally for Miles, we have the upgraded suit, which is a default suit, but this is the secondary design to it, which this style costs 50 tech tokens and 2 city tokens, with the design being based off Peter Parker's main suit. So the suit we get for Peter Parker throughout the game, and I'll show you that comparison, but still looks good. Of course, the only thing you can really tell that it's not Peter is the smaller size of it, and of course the design is different, so I will show you that comparison, but it does look good overall. Again, we get the Spider-Man-like designs, especially at the tops of the head and coming down the chest until it hits the white, so got the nice white design going down the arms, the V on the chest there, and the spider on the back. And I love how it's got the little red inside there as well. And then of course the white spider. And then we get Miles' suit, which looks pretty much similar to what he has. I think it's just reused probably of this body, just all in blue this time. We get his electric hands for his Venom hands, so that's cool. And again, just blue continues. I love like the darker blue thrown in like belt design in there around the knees and stuff all the way down to the shoes. So it just looks pretty nice with that design overall. But movement-wise, the head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far again on the dumbbell joint, so not the best movements. Then we get the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly back and forth and rotate around, bicep twist and the double elbow joint. That bends again almost all the way up on itself. Get the wrist, that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, so crunch forward, crunch back, so there we go. Twist all the way around at the waist, hips up to 90 and out to the side, thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that again is pretty stiff there with the pinless joints, will bend up that far, very close to kicking himself in the butt, and down to the foot rock back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements overall. Once again, at least pretty decent. Obviously not the best of some of the other figures, but still pretty good for what he's got. And accessory wise, relatively the same. We do get the whip hands, since he does come with the electric hands, we do get some different. So the whip hands there in that design, as well as a set of fist hands, so you get the fist there instead of the wall crawling. And like I said, he does have the Venom hands there. Now, like I said, this is based off the other Miles Morales suit, so pretty much just a reuse of this. So here is that older Miles Morales, again has the Venom hands and all that stuff going on there, just switching up the colors. But as you can see, suit design and stuff, it's going to be all exactly the same, just changing up the colors to the red, white, and blue instead of the black and red. And then just going off the Spider-Man, now this is the newer one, so the colors aren't as bright and stuff, but just showing you the newer design there with the red, white, and blue for Spider-Man as well. That's supposed to be more based off taking off similar design from that and everything there, so just wanted to show that off as well. And overall, again, another nice suit design, not necessary, but it's cool just to have a Miles to match along with the Peter Parker. Now moving over to Peter Parker, we get him in his black suit. Now there is a difference in the suit namings. This is just considered the black suit, so it's supposed to be, very similar to the original Spider-Man design in the all black suit. But of course, there's also like a Venomized version, so there's a lot of like in the game more movement and stuff going on to it, which we do see some of that in here as well. Like especially you can see in the midsection parts like that. So it'd be like that just all over the suit. But like I said, this is supposed to be more of just the slick black suit, which unlocks during the completion of the Good Men mission with Peter Parker, and it unlocks the new skill tree related to the symbiote powers, and it's a modern updated version of the original black suit that first appeared in 1984. So he looks good in this. Of course, we've seen Black Suit Venom multiple times before, so just all in black with the white spider logo on his chest. Of course, the white eyes, the white designs on his hands. This time we get like little chevron shapes and stuff. Just looks pretty good though, and like I said, there is some like movement and design, some like venomness going on in here and stuff, like I said, down the side of the legs and the arms. So like where the muscles and stuff are a lot, you can see some of that in there, and then there's like armor on top of that, which looks pretty good. So not my favorite design overall, but I do really like the look and the added texture and movement and stuff to it, and everything just looks really nice. Now movement-wise, the head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far again on a dumbbell joint, so not the best movements. Shoulders up to 90, no butterfly on him though, but we'll rotate around, get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, so crunch forward, crunch back there, so nice crunching and twist around, as well as has that lower ab crunch thrown in, so the good movements with both of those. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side, thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, then the shin twist in the middle of the leg with the foot that'll flex back and forth and twist side to side. So decent movements once again. It's kind of weird they didn't throw in the butterfly joint in there, probably didn't want to break up the spider there, but otherwise they should have had it and would have been really good body overall for this. So works out pretty nice overall. Now accessory wise, again, same thing. So we get the foot pans there again with the white designs on them, as well as the wall crawling hands. So that's nice. Now what's cool about this though is that we do get the webbing with him like we've been getting, but this time it's on black this time. And so it's more like symbiotic design. So it looks pretty cool with the black webbing coming off with the little tendrils and stuff. So that's pretty cool. A nice addition to him. You could try and pose up with that. Of course, for this, I can never really get him to look good with these. You could always just put him in his hand and hang him up, swing around, stuff like that. But just for doing it here, doesn't really work out, but still a nice cool design for the black suit for Peter Parker. And our other Peter Parker in this set is the Anti-Venom suit. Now, I'm not exactly sure why he looks like this with the blue and silver. I do like the overall design. I think it looks pretty cool. It's just not the Anti-Venom design that I've, dealt with and everything. But it unlocks once the main story or Finally Free mission is complete. Miles Morales and Mr. Negative work together to purify the remaining traces of the Venom symbiote inside Peter Parker, resulting in the creation of the Anti-Venom suit, which allows him to combat other symbiotes. Now, of course, this is the inverse suit, and in a blue design this time, which like I said, don't really understand the blue. Usually with the Anti-Venom, all the metallic-y blue would be white and all the silver designs would be black, which would look pretty cool in this figure design as well. But then just all with like this design stuff, like all the silver, just having that in black and white, I think would look amazing. But they did it in this blue. I don't remember the exact details or reason why, because as far as I could tell, it wasn't in the game. Only the black and white version were on there. But like I said, overall, this does look cool. This is a cool figure design. Just I don't know why it's the Anti-Venom instead of just coming up with some other name for it or anything. But like I said, does look amazing with the silver design around the eyes, the spider logo on his chest and coming down the arms, the designs here around his hips and thighs coming down. Just looks really cool. Like I said, love that silver design on this metallic blue body. Just looks really nice. Now, moon-wise, the head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far, so there's a nice hinge, so really good range with that. Shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly and rotate all the way around. Get the bicep and the double elbow joint that'll bend up that far at least, not all the way there. Wrist twist around and flex back and forth. We get the ab crunch, so crunch back and forth. Twist around at the waist. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, pretty much kicking himself in the butt. Shin twist in the middle of the leg and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements overall. It'd be cool if it had that double ab crunch in there to make it a pretty good figure with all the range and everything about it. So overall good with that. And again, accessory wise, he does come with an extra head, so that's kind of new. So we get a wide-eyed version instead of the squinted eye that it's got there. So let's put that in. So you can have that version more of like a normal stoic version or whatever you want to call it for Peter there. And then get the same hands. So we get the whip hands as well as the wall crawling hands, and he comes with that same clear web shooter like strand or whatever that we get all the time. So really nice overall for this. Like I said, just really like the look and everything. Like I said, not good for Anti-Venom, but just for a Spider-Man suit, does look really cool. And our final figure of the wave is Black Cat, also known as Felicia Hardy. She followed in her father's footsteps to become the Black Cat, upgrading his gear so that she could steal from the rich or those that she deemed deserved it. She and Peter had become romantically involved, but it ended when Peter found out she had stolen from criminals they'd partnered up to take down. But in the Spider-Man 2 game, Miles is sent to warn her that she's on Kraven the Hunter's list, and she had stolen a device from the Sanctum Sanctorum and used it to open a portal to Paris. So, of course, get that accessory with her as well. So it looks pretty good. It looks how she does in the game. Now, of course, it's not exactly how I'd picture or want Black Cat, and of course, I assume in the game she looks a lot better than this, but in figured form, it doesn't look bad. It's just she's in this all black bodysuit. Has a nice design just overall too, with a lot of white thrown in with like the white call strap designs look to it and everything. We still get the white fur, so on her arms and on the back of her legs there, it's kind of a fun thing with Black Cat having the fur on her. Of course, she does have these high heels. Also, it does make her really hard to stand, unfortunately. She's got some claws there on her hands, so nice claw design. Of course, we'll see more of that. And her face there, which looks pretty good. Of course, has the mask design on there, almost like goggle design, covering her eyes there with a nice smile. Of course, her white hair up in a ponytail that does move and has the bangs there in the front. So overall, just like I said, does look good. Just probably not exactly what I'd prefer to look like, or at least the execution of the figure I don't think is the best. But moon-wise, the head will twist around. Of course, we can get that ponytail out of the way, so the head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far. Again, you can see that hinge in there, so really nice range of movement for that. Shoulders will come up to 90 and rotate around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist all the way around and flex back and forth. It's hard to do it with that fur on the back of her arm, but can flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunches. So she does have the like dumbbell crunch just under her chest and twist around, as well as the lower ab crunch. So you can put both of those together. Of course, they're real close, so it's kind of a little crowded in there, but they do work out together there. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around, a little stiff there, we can twist all the way around. Double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, pretty much kicking herself in the butt with the fur on her foot, and then down to the foot itself, rock back and forth and twist side to side. So good overall for the Black Cat, pretty decent movements and everything for her. Just like I said, with those high heel boots though, it does make her pretty hard to stand. But accessory wise, she does come with some additional hands, so she comes with some claw like hands, which would be pretty nice. So I'll definitely switch out this fist hand of hers. So there she has that claw hand, and then as I mentioned, a part of the story, she comes with the wand of tomb as well. So we've seen Doctor Strange accessories like this before, and looks pretty nice with the see-through yellow in there and everything. Just looks really cool. So it's cool that we've seen that with comic accessories. Now we get it from the video game as well. So let's put this in her hand, so we can have her holding on to that, representing the scenes from the game. So really nice overall for Black Cat. It is nice to get another additional character, not just have all Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Getting a character like Black Cat is really cool as well. So a nice addition to the collection. Well, that's going to be it for our Marvel Legends Gamerverse Spider-Man 2 wave, where we got 3 Miles Morales of the Brooklyn 2099, the Boricua suit, and the upgraded suit, as well as 2 Peter Parkers with the black suit and the Anti-Venom suit, and our Felicia Hardy Black Cat figure. All these are pretty cool. Nice figure designs. I don't really know which one I like the most. Like, I really like the Anti-Venom just from the colors and everything alone. Just everything about that looks cool. Probably the Brooklyn 2099 is my favorite out of the Miles as well. And then Black Cat is cool to get. Like I said, the suit and body could be a little better, especially trying to get her to stand and all that. But like I said, the most important thing is getting an additional character to the collection, so really like that a lot. So let me know what you thought of these 6 figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.